Nice. Hey guys, welcome back to Ugs on Twitch. Back today with a Green-White Depths list. Green-White Depths is a list that I haven't touched in a while. I haven't touched it since Jumpstart. I, of course, haven't touched it since the new set Zenith Rising. But there looks to be some pretty cool cards that I think kind of fit, so I want to try it out and see how it goes. Green-White Maverick a little bit more grindier than the more traditional Green-Black Maverick. Sorry, Green-Black Depths. But obviously has a lot of kick to it. You have a lot more crop rotation ability with another Reliquary on top of Elvish Reclaimer and of course Crop. It's not so much all in on the combo, so I'm just running a 2-2-2 split of Crop, Thespian Stage, and Dark Depths. Omnath in 5-color Snow is pretty interesting. I am streaming tomorrow morning with Connor, aka Loam Boy, and I think we're playing it in the Loam list, which should be pretty interesting to see. One card that I really like to try out here is Allosaurus Shepherd. I think this card is really powerful. I think it should have more homes than just elves, and a few other kind of decks like Mono Green Cloudpost. I think that its ability is just so powerful for Legacy that there should be more decks that play around it, and probably play more copies. Unfortunately for me, it's a little bit too expensive for my loan account, so I do just have the one, but I think one is okay. Especially when we're running 4 Green Suns, so we do kind of have 5 virtual copies in the deck, which is nice. Skyclave Apparition, of course, is a card that a lot of D&T players are running around with, but I think it's pretty cool in this list as well. We can turn to it. It does deal with some things that we don't have great answers to, like Oko, Teferi, Chalice, or Aether Vial, so Skyclave should be hopefully pretty fun to play with. It will be interesting to see if it's worth it, because obviously this deck plays a Green Suns package, so to have a white card in the deck, you need some pretty good arguments to have it in there instead of, you know, another green card or another green creature. Wish you a huge thank you for the 2-month sub. Very nice. Good seeing you last night. Getting better on tests, mate. Getting better on tests. You'll get there one day. You'll get that 4-0 at FNM. It'll be good. And then Felidar Retreat was a card that I was very keen to play. So Felidar Retreat is kind of a game plan, a plan B, where you can go wide with this card, which is really nice. And although this deck isn't playing too many X1s, the ++1 counters are really nice to get around things like Plague Engineer. And also just to build your creatures up. It also means if your creature gets elked, it's going to be bigger than your opposing creatures, because they are going to be at least 4/4s, which I thought was really nice. And I think Vigilance is also pretty key in a deck that has so many cards that tap. So being able to attack with a Knight or attack with an Elvish Reclaimer, and not actually, you know, then be able to use them second main phase is pretty sweet. So we'll see how that goes. Hey Dark Cloud, hope you're well. To the board, I have my removal for things like Delver and Dreadhorde Arcanist. I have some combo hate in Deafening Silence, Collector Oof, Force of Vigor, and Leyline. And then I know Tom Harvey and Jarvis Yu played this, and they played a Black Splash for Plague Engineer because Green-White doesn't have a great way to deal with go-wide strategies like Goblins or Elves. So I thought Blaststone and Tabernacle would be worth trying out to see how they go. Yeah, I think the list looks pretty cool. I think you can't go wrong when you have some amount of consistency through like 4 Green Suns, 4 1s, 4 Knight, 4 Elvish Reclaimer, 4 Mox Diamond, and then you have kind of your one-offs with Green Suns, which are, you know, essentially 5 copies. You have your 2 Sylvan Libraries to help round it out, and then I am playing a fair amount of land. I'm playing 24. Okay, 25 with the Dryad Arbor, which probably is on the light side in a Mox Diamond build, but I really got a little bit greedy here, so hopefully we don't get hammered too much. I'll just quickly go through the lands package as well. We have Ancient Tomb, which allows us to actually combo a turn earlier sometimes, or combo when our opponent might not know we have the mana for it. Wasteland and Ghost Quarter as a 1/1. I was running 2 Wastelands, but I do like breaking it up because of things like Turbo Depth seeing play. Pithing Needle and Wasteland can be pretty crucial. Also some Cloudpost decks playing Pithing Needle and naming Wasteland, so having the Ghost Quarter there is really nice. Bajuka Bog is nice as just main deck Graveyard Hate. We can of course search it for Graveyard decks as early as turn 2 with Elvish Reclaimer. Flagstones of Trocaire is an interesting one. I really like it because with Elvish Reclaimer, you can sack it, get a land, and then get another land, which is pretty sweet. Step is just to make sure that your creatures can get through. Sometimes if you want to protect something like a Reclaimer or a Knight, you can. Karakas, of course, is just a great legendary land that deals with some pretty popular cards in the format, like Grizzlebrand, something like Thalia if needed. I did go up in the fetches, so I'm back up to 8 fetches here, mainly because of Felidar Retreat. We then have 3 Savannah, a Plains, and a Forest. I was playing Temple Garden because I did want to fit in Field of the Dead, but I thought that was a little bit too much. I think this we're going to get hands where the mana just isn't correct, especially without Mox Diamond. But I want to see how it goes, and I want to have a few leagues with this, and then make some changes and reassess what I believe is going to be a good mana base, and maybe if Field is worth it or not, because I got in a situation where I was like, Field seems great, but then I want to play Dryad of the Elysian Grove, but if I'm playing Dryad of the Elysian Grove to play more lands, then I probably want to have the Valakut sort of combo in there, and then it's like, am I playing Dryad Titan, or am I playing Green-White Depths, or am I playing like a Maverick Green-White Titan Depths, deck that's only 1/3 as good as the actual decks. So I think this is a pretty good cutoff to call this Green-White Depths. It does have a small Green Suns package like Maverick, but yeah, I didn't want to go into sort of exploration territory before I tried this out. So yeah, we'll see how this flies. Hopefully it's okay. A huge thank you to Sammy and Max for the follows. Let me know where you guys are from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Let's do this. This should be pretty fun. We're playing a Legacy League with play points. Always nice. Nice. Yes. Hey Graham, thank you very much. I hope you're doing okay down in Melbourne. What have you been up to? How is everything going? I know it's obviously not the greatest time, but you guys are looking good. I think you had 15 cases today, which is pretty nice, especially compared to where you were a few times back. This hand is pretty great. I'll keep it. The kind of nice thing is if we draw a land, we can actually turn one an Elvish Reclaimer as a 3/4, which is pretty cool. We can also turn one Teeg, so not the worst against combo either. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling for you guys. Maxi from Florida, mainly play Legacy and Modern. Depths of any variant is my go-to deck, but Slow Depths is my fave. Yeah, Slow Depths is really nice. I had it as a lender deck, and unfortunately I sold my Mox Diamonds a little while back because I kind of just turned it into Turbo Depths. Oh, it's going to be Burn. Interesting. So if there's a land on top, we're going to get it as well, which is nice, which is going to feed this Elvish Reclaimer. And having Reclaimer as a 3/4 against Burn is pretty nice. Green Suns. Okay. That's going to be fine. So Burn's going to be an interesting matchup. For Green Suns targets, we do have a Scavenging Ooze and a Knight of Autumn to gain life. Otherwise, we can do things like get a massive Knight and post-board, hold up swords just in case. But this is going to be an interesting turn. If I want to get the Elvish Reclaimer online ASAP, I could Green Suns for Dryad Arbor to see if maybe they deal with it, and then I can play the Elvish Reclaimer as a 3/4. One nice thing about Mox Diamond here is that it allows me to play around Price of Progress by doing something like discarding the Savannah, which I think we might do. So we're going to cast Mox, we're going to pitch the Savannah, we're going to play the Verdant. I don't think this Mox is really doing anything. So here I don't mind just probably Bird and Green Suns for Dryad Arbor off of Forest. This way, if the Dryad Arbor doesn't survive, the Reclaimer next turn will be a 3/4, which is kind of nice. Hey Groveskeeper, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Ooh, interesting. No, I'm not sure what this is. I'm going to assume it's still Burn, but interesting to see the Fiery Islet. I wonder if they have sideboard cards like Flusterstorm or something for combo, but they already have things like Eidolon, so... The question here is, do I want to block? And I think I do. I think we'll see what we reveal. That's pretty interesting. So that's actually going to exile the Goblin Guide. It's blue goblins. I think because we revealed the Apparition on top, which we do have the mana for, I might not block here. But if they want to bolt the bird to take me off a white source, I could see that happening. Yeah, I'm gonna let it slide. And just a pass. Interesting. So we do get to cast it, unless they're gonna bolt this in draw step? No, wow, okay. Well, I'll take it. So this exiled the Goblin Guide, and then when Apparition dies, they get a 2/2. I might even just cast the Reclaimer here, even though it's not a 3/4. I think I want to start just getting a beater in play. And to be fair, if they're spending, you know, burn spells on my creatures, I'm probably okay with that. Bolt me, okay. They have 4 cards left. Swiftspear is okay. I'm probably just going to block here. I don't really want to take the 1, probably 2, because they most likely have another burn spell. So I'll kind of make them have it. I could double block, but I don't want them to deal with the Elvish Reclaimer, and then we just lose the Skyclave anyway. Bolting me, wow, okay. I got a 9. Green Suns or Scavenging Ooze would be nice here. Knight of Autumn wouldn't be the worst either. But we'll see what happens. Another Reclaimer. Interesting. I think Curatus play the second Reclaimer and hold up Reclaimer. Definitely scary. But now I have potentially 2 3/4s in play, which is kind of nice. And I'm not too scared of Fire Blast because they currently don't have double Mountain, which is kind of nice. But that is potentially something that this Gaddock Teeg will stop. Another Swiftspear. How are they going to attack? No attacks, okay. Alright, let's get rid of this Triad Arbor. I'm just going to get probably a Wasteland and take out this Fiery Islet. I could also go for the combo, which is pretty interesting. If I get Thespian Stage here, and I draw a land, then I have mana to activate activate the Elvish Reclaimer, and also activate the Thespian Stage. That's probably not the worst. The chances of drawing a land is pretty high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Yeah, I think I just go for the Depths combo here. Get stage, and then just hopefully knock top of the deck and draw a land. Haha! Okay. Here, I can play the Teeg, which is interesting. I can also hold up the Elvish Reclaimer. Maybe that's just worth it. I kind of give them an extra turn here, but hopefully that's okay. No attacks. Wow, okay. All right. Price would be pretty rough if they price me here. See what happens. This definitely feels like a price, yeah. So I do have the option of still sacking something if I wanted to. But I don't think it's worth it. I think I just take it here. Yeah. Oh, Knight of Autumn. That's kind of nice, but I don't think it's where I want to be here. Going up to 9 is nice. So if I pass, they have 3 cards in hand, 2 mana, most likely enough to deal 5. I mean, what are the chances are they have another Price of Progress? I think just to buffer myself a little bit is to play the Knight. Gain 4. Okay, that's a great sign for us. I think. You know, they could still have like Lava Spike and, you know, Fire Blast, which is pretty brutal. The blue illusion was made from Skyclave Apparition, so it's what they get when the apparition leaves play. Okay, I think to play around Fire Blast here, oh sorry, to play around Price, I just make the 2020 now, because they could do it here and deal me 4. So we will keep the copy, trigger. And just pass. Barbarian Ring. Oof. Float to Fire Blast me, and then use the ring. Yeah. Nice. That's gonna do it. Alright, close one. A little bit unfortunate with the Mox Diamonds, but that's Magic sometimes. So here I like the swords. I don't mind the forces because I'm going to assume Ensnaring Bridge is coming in. I don't mind the parts, but maybe that's not where I want to be. I think the Felidar Guardians are interesting, but Hey Jackie Brown, welcome. I think the Mox Diamonds, if you're going to drop the Mox Diamonds, you could add like 4 Noble Hierarchs or 4 Birds of Paradise on a budget to the deck and use those as your acceleration. Because, you know, unlike a full color Loam deck, you're not relying on like a turn 1 Chalice for 1 or a turn 1 Bob. You do have some good plays like a turn 1 Sylvan Library that Mox Diamond offers. It also fills the graveyard for things like Knight of Autumn, also another Reliquary and Elvish Reclaimer. But I think, yeah, I think you could play a deck similar to this, which you would pretty much just say is Green-White Maverick with a Depths package in it. Shepherd can come out. Shepherd isn't doing a whole lot here. Sylvan Safekeeper is actually nice because of price. Sylvan Library is pretty bad. I don't think Deafening Silence is worth it either. It might just be one path, as a just in case. Blaststone is pretty interesting though. Maybe Blaststone is better than Bog. Although they do play Barbarian Ringer, that's probably it. I think it's a case of just trying to be faster and potentially use the swords on our own creatures. Interesting hand. I think I'm going to keep it, especially because the once gives me my 3rd land for the night. So if I find a fetch land, I can play a turn 2 4/4 knight, which is pretty cool. So I'll keep this. Hey, you're welcome. What do you play at the moment, Jackie? And if not, Legacy, do you play any other formats? The nice thing here as well is that we have the Plains for the opening, which just plays really well into price later on. And then I assume off a fetch land that hopefully we find if the once we can go and get the other forest. And there we go. What do I want to do this turn? It's probably just... I am going to play this because they know about it. Fetch up a forest. Cast the Mox, pitching the step. It might just be a turn 1 Teeg. It does turn off Green Suns, but do I really want to use the Green Suns for something else? Oh, very cool. Yeah, this version's really fun. I kind of want to get Reclaimer, but... what else do we have at 1? Could also just pass. I think I will just play the Teeg. Because if they play a turn 1 Goblin Guide, I probably wouldn't mind the trade. I don't think with the Knight I'm going to be blocking a Goblin Guide at just... two toughness, because then they can just bolt the knight, which is a pretty easy way to get rid of it. This is pretty interesting. Just gonna play the knight. Lava Spike me, okay. Once. Interesting. So I could Green Sun tier if I really wanted to by getting Krakus and returning the Gaddock Teeg, but I don't think that's where I want to be. I think I will once. Grab the bird. Play the Heath. Play the bird. And then hopefully they are on one land, which is interesting. So I think we will just go for the stage again. Chain Lightning's gonna get there. I think Burn is a really good deck to get into Legacy with if you want to learn how to sequence. I think it's a phenomenal deck to learn how to sequence with. So they have to deal 10 next turn without Gaddock Teeg. I think we have this in the bag. But I will never count my chickens too early. Go and get that. Thespian stage. I don't want to use this Windswept Heath. Swords is actually fantastic. Because I could make it 2020 and then that's actually pretty funny. Is there a way I lose the game after that? I think I'm just gonna do that. Just gonna do it now to play around price as well. Hey, Yuhei. Welcome. I'm doing pretty well, thanks. Hope you're doing okay down in Melbourne. How have you been going in the, have you been playing mini challenges? Opponent thinking about something here. Are we getting a Green Suns cap? I would love to get a Green Suns cap. But quality is everything. Keep this copy one. Nice, we get a 2020. I think just for for a laugh, I'm just gonna swords it now, gain the 20 life, and now just beat down anyway. I believe it ends to the same result. If this backfires, I will do a cartwheel on stream. Green Sun's cap sounds pog. Yeah, there are some ideas in the works, but I'm not sure what sort of cap I would want. Ding-a-ling. Thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Force of Vigor is actually pretty funny because the Gaddock Teeg means we can't actually cast it. I think we just get in with the Knight here. From Belgium playing 4-color Loam. Very cool. Loam is a very cool deck. Smash is going to be fine. Can't do anything there anyway. No, it's not doing lie. 4-color Loam is a very cool deck, Damo. I know that you might not be the biggest fan of it, but... yeah, it has to now, streaming with Connor tomorrow. That should be really fun. Connor's a really good guy. Another Green Suns, okay. You know what, we could have won the game by now with the 2020, but sometimes it's worth just throwing out a curveball. Very punishing sometimes. Yeah. I think, you know, in a competitive tournament, I would never swords my own creature like that straight away. I would, you know, at least make them have to have something. But looking back at this, I think it's pretty much the same. The Teeg's interesting because the Teeg there turned us off a lot of ways to actually build out our board. And maybe just stopping 5 last isn't enough. Maybe it actually impedes us more than it does them. It might just be an extra path, honestly. One cool thing about path is that against burn, sometimes they bring in Searing Blaze. Hey, D5, a huge thank you. 6 months is very cool. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you very much. I hope you're well. Yeah, so Path to Exile and, sorry, Searing Blood. So Searing Blood says, deal 2 damage to target creature. If that creature died this turn, their player also loses 3 life. But if you path in response, you don't lose the life, which is kind of cool. So there are some ways you can actually benefit from pathing your own creatures against burn, which is kind of cool. 6 months is a commitment. I do like that 6 month subscriber badge. That is very cool. So yeah, I think in this matchup, especially with Maverick, I like using Swords to Plowshares on my own creatures rather than allow my opponent to actually gain the life. I think this hand is okay. Turn 1 Dry Dubber. Nothing from my opponent. Interesting. Elvish Reclaimer. That's pretty nice. So we can do something like, I'll use the Misty because Windswept can get both basics. Misty, and then just Green Suns for Dry Dubber. This means if the Dry Dubber dies, next turn the Elvish Reclaimer is a 3/4, which is pretty sweet. This is fine. Ooh. Now this is kind of interesting. I don't want to play the Mox yet, but the Mox will make the Elvish Reclaimer a 3/4. So I kind of want to use the swords on the Eidolon. I think I'm okay with pathing. Even though it gives them a land, I want to keep the swords for me. So path your Eidolon. Play the Mox, which does open me up to smash to Smithereens, but I think that's okay. Play Reclaimer. And attack for 1. Now I pretty much have counter target Bolt with the Swords to Plowshares because I can, you know, hit my own Elvish Reclaimer if I really want to. Just a pass. That's pretty interesting. Probably Knight off the top is probably the best thing. Verdant doesn't do anything. The big question is, do I want to try to race or do I want to try to get the 2020 down? And I think it's the case of going for 2020. Nothing here. Because I can sack the Verdant to Elvish Reclaimer, I don't have to actually fetch. Which is kind of nice. That is a lot of mana. I will give them that. So this is pretty interesting. I think I sacked the Dryad Arbor, because then it also fuels the Scavenging Ooze. I think they have price and they're wanting to know if they want to do it now. They probably don't know if I have another basic forest in the deck. Which we don't. And I do want to keep that Verdant around for now. So now I can just attack with Scavenging Ooze. And if they do nothing on their turn, they do nothing on their turn, which is kind of nice. Oh, nothing on our turn. Look at this cool dude with this cat backwards. Okay, so there's price. Okay, this is fine. Because what we can do is 1, 2. Okay. So we do have to fetch. Get Savannah. Sack Savannah. This is going to work out really well. Dark Depths. Copy Dark Depths. Keep the copy. We now have no non-land. Price deals nothing. Now I hope they don't have some sort of spice card which deals with the 2020, because that would be insane. Something like steal my creature and then attack with it. Or just have 12. I mean, they have 5 cards in hand, let's be honest. Oh, they have a Gone? That's pretty rough. Alright. That's gonna be fine. That's gonna be okay. So that card is Dead Gone. A really good card. I actually love this card. I used to play it in Blue-Red Delver. So for 1 red, deal 2 damage to target creature, or return target creature you don't control to its owner's hand. Once. Okay, once is kind of spicy. Do I want to once here? Probably not. I can swing for 6, but then... It's interesting because this this Barbarian Ring is getting very close to threshold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the big reason is to think about is what is the role of this Once Upon a Time? If I'm casting Once Upon a Time, what am I looking for? Probably another Elvish Reclaimer, to be honest, another 3/4, so I can actually attack and then just play one, which seems pretty good. Safekeeper Flagstones. Huh. Maybe it's night. Because night swords my own stuff doesn't seem too bad. We do have Knight of Autumn as well. So here I kind of just have to survive a turn. And I think we can do that. Okay. Alright. That does turn on Threshold, but that's probably the least of my worries here. I'm just gonna untap. I'm not even gonna tap here. Oh. Now they're gonna try to do something. No? Okay. Yes! Yes! That was the big turn. Because I need that knight to gain 10 life here. So I'm probably happy attacking with the Elvish Reclaimer here. But they can just untap here as well. They can untap and just play on their turn, but... Oh, they're going to do this now? Not on my watch. Nice. Come on, you attack with both. Nice. Double hits? No. Crop. Ooh. Okay. No blocks. What does crop do? Crop's an interesting one. I'm gonna eat Dried Arbor. Oh, does Crop get Step? We still have Step in the deck. That's pretty cool. I think we have to attack. We have to put on pressure. It's just it's a weird spot where it's quite late in the game and there aren't any creatures in the graveyard. So even though we got that 10 life, because I was on the defensive for so long, we never got to chip away at their life total. So as good as the 10 life was. All right. Another crop rotation. That's pretty interesting because that's a 2020. We will block one. Which, interestingly enough, is lethal because of the bird. They're going to chain me. They have 3 cards in hand. Surely it's not 3/3/4. As in, like, chain. Can I? I don't think I can send this back. No. Alright. I mean, if you have 3/3/4, you have 3/3/4. Actually, that doesn't work because we have the bird. Three mana. Fire Blast me. Is it double Fire Blast? I just can't beat double Fire Blast, right? Wow. Haha. Rough. Cool games though. Usually Burn's pretty one-sided, so it was nice to get some interaction in there. Maybe I could have been a little bit more aggressive with my attacks, but interesting match. Interesting match. Maybe I was too aggressive with the attack. Maybe I should have kept back either Skoos or Elvish Reclaimer. I think maybe I got tunnel visioned into having a 2-turn clock when I shouldn't have. It was good magic. It was good magic. You can't complain around that. But yeah, Fire Blast is a hard one to play around, especially because we don't really have a great way to. I don't think keeping in Gaddock Teeg is worth it. It's kind of just a case of trying to... yeah, trying to race them. Alright. This is not a keep. It's a one-lander with a Mox, which is pretty rough. So I'm going to mulligan this. This is probably okay. Turn 1 Green Suns. The step's a little bit rough, but I think that's okay. Hey, Mr. Mighty, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? We got to deal with the Goblin Guide, which is kind of nice. But otherwise, not a whole lot. I'm going to, once first, just don't hit Dried Arbor. Probably just getting the other Misty here. This also means that if I Green Suns now for Dried Arbor and it doesn't survive, then I get to play Elvish Reclaimer as a 3/4. If it does, I get to play Elvish Reclaimer and Sylvan Library, so that's pretty sweet. Hey, ZN Zada, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? I think Skyclave isn't as good as it is in, you know, a Depths or Maverick deck as it is in Death and Taxes because you have that interaction with Flick Wisp. But I think it's okay as a way to deal with some of the cards that I really want to deal with. Alright. I'm actually going to go with Gaddock Teeg Elvish Reclaimer here. Because I want to play around Force of Will on the Sylvan Library next turn. So I probably should have played the Gaddock Teeg first, but it's probably fine. We have a backup, so. You're from Italy, just playing Modern, but love to see some Legacy. Yeah, Legacy is cool. Should move over. Wow, they're gonna force the Elvish Reclaimer. Interesting. Well, I think I'm just going to make the best use of my mana here and not play the second Reclaimer, because next turn we can play both of these if we draw land. So, hey, just this and that. Welcome. Hope you're well. Very interesting that they forced the Elvish Reclaimer. I didn't really see that coming. So let's go with first this, then this. I can't really attack because they have 3 permanents, so they could have Ice Fang. And I think Gaddock Teeg is just a little bit better than trading it away for Ice Fang. If Sylvan Library stays around, I'll be very happy. Yeah, there's the Ice Fang. Okay. Hey, Tasso and Tauros? Thanks for the follows. Let me know where you guys are from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? What song is this? Just don't be like Dead of Winter main deck. Leo. Leo's pretty good. Does turn off Sylvan Library. Ooh. Okay. We lost against Burn, but it was a pretty interesting match. Another Italian, very cool. Usually Delver. Okay. Delver's a sweet deck. I have Rug Delver in paper and Blue-Red Delver in paper. Bark the Snurk. So I think here the plan is just to end step deal, probably drop off the Dryad Arbor for Thespian Stage. See what the Ponder did. Chose not to shuffle. Okay. This feels like an Oko. Decay on Library is interesting. That's more than fine. Yeah, Rug Delver is very well positioned right now, unfortunately. Stage, there you are. This is an interesting one. I'm probably okay with actually attacking with both my Elvish Reclaimers, but if I attack, is my opponent actually going to block? I'm going to attack with 1 and see what happens. Nothing. I kind of like playing Ramanap here just to get a land back, because it means if the Thespian Stage combo doesn't work, then I can actually get it back the following turn, or at least half of it. I'll wait. I think the longer that I wait as well, the more likely they are to have something like Swords to Plowshares. Dead of Winter. Alright. Green-white creature. Gaddock Teeg. Pretty good against combo. Not the greatest against much else. The question is, do I even want to make it here? Because giving them the out of just block and then like Oko or Jace bounce isn't the greatest. I think I'm okay with just untapping here. Apparition's pretty sweet. Maybe I should have used the stage on my Savannah. That's probably correct. Get back Windswept. At least Skyclave now deals with the Oko, which is kind of cool. Uro is okay. Definitely attack here. There's no reason not to attack. Really just a pass back, unfortunately. The fetch is interesting because it puts them below 20. And I don't want to depths here in case they're playing Caracas. I want to know if they play Caracas or not first. Misty's okay. They have 2 cards left. No Assassin Trophy is really nice. That's fine. I'll get a Plains. They have 1 card left. Alright. See if we can deal with the Uro here. So this is really nice because I'm assuming it's gonna be okay. It exiles Uro, and then when Apparition dies, they just get a 3/3 vanilla creature. And Sylvan Library is really nice as well with 38 life. I'm not going to complain. So some upsides of, you know, getting that life there. It's pretty good. I'm not going to tap the Savannah because sometimes these decks play back to basics in the main deck. Happy just to pass. Decay on Library is really good. Uro just so good here at refueling them and also getting them above 20 life. Yeah, this is just gonna be game. But I'll see more of their deck. And at least take some time off them as well. I assume they just go full aggro and just start attacking with everything. A little bit late, but Maybe worth keeping it and concealing the information that we play Jukabog, but not too much we can do here. Yeah, that was the creature that I was talking about last night with for D&T, is the apparition. This is going to be an interesting matchup because I don't have too much in the board. I don't mind the swords to deal with things that can be a little bit of an issue, like Leovold. Collective is interesting because it can turn off Astrolabe, but not much else. I don't mind the Force. Teeg isn't great here because Dead of Winter is kind of their choice removal spell. Ramanap's interesting, but maybe not enough. Definitely a matchup where I want the retreats. Maybe it's where I don't want the onces. Although once does pair up nicely with the Mox Diamonds because it gives us an ability to dig for lands that we want to pitch to the Mox Diamond. Hey, Life Abuser, welcome. Hope you're enjoying my YouTube content. Haha, now you can see me live. Very cool. Hope you're well. We're playing against Snow. I think this is okay. I don't think Leyline is worth it just for the Uros. I don't think Uv is worth it just for the Astrolabes. Let's see how this goes. There is a case to dropping the Birds of Paradise and playing it once, but I think we just submitted, so that's all good. The Sand is sweet, I'll keep this. Turn 1 bird, turn 2 library and reclaimer, hopefully. How many apparitions in D&T? I think most people right now are trying out 3 and 4. Oh, you bought a house? Very nice. That's awesome. A huge congratulations. That's a huge milestone. This definitely feels like Abrupt Decay on the Sylvan Library. Flagstones is pretty cool. I don't mind just Knight of Autumn here dealing with the Astrolabe. Also just gives me a body to put into play. Yeah, Achilles27 is crushing it, and thankfully Connery has also started streaming, which is very cool. So a lot of Maverick content out there, which is nice. Flagstone's price recently went up. Yeah, I feel like it's also in the green-white Titan Vial deck as well in Modern, and some people are porting it over to Legacy, which is very cool to see. Hey, Overvoltage, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy?
The people at Google made me, and they're from...
Alright, what can we draw? What would be really good? Probably Wasteland. It's a one-of, but you can always hope. I'm gonna tap like this. Just in case of back to basics. It's always worth trying to play around it. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's always an issue when you get onto YouTube or sometimes on Twitch as well when you have these recordings. Another sword. Oh, crop rotation. That's pretty interesting. Pretty happy just to attack first with the knight. And then just again play knight. I also have crop rotation for protection, which is kind of cool. Oh, this is going to be fun. So Dead of Winter is interesting because we have the crop. We can go crop but sack the flagstones to get an extra land in the bin because Dead of Winter here is only for 3. Go and get a Savannah. I'm gonna get Wasteland because if I get Thespian Stage or Dark Depths, they could also play Ice Fang in response to the Dead of Winter to then have 4 snow permanents in play, which would kill the Knight. This is an interesting one. I think I go after the black, but I could go after the white here. And maybe it is the white, just because of Swords to Plowshares. They've already played 2. They could play Snapcaster. I'm going to deal with the Tundra. Okay, that's pretty nice. Blast Zone. Alright, we're just going to keep up the knight here. I could also attack. So many things. Put him to 8, or keep up a half. I am happy just letting this slide, because if they untap and play Oko, I can also protect the knight with Sejiri Step, which is pretty sweet. Astrolabe's okay. I'm just going to get Stage here, because it probably does a little bit more. I'm also going to tick this Blast Zone up to 3, because then it deals with Oko and Leovold. Claim is pretty nice. That's fair. At least it's only a 1-for-1. I think here I will actually copy the Blast Zone, which means I can deal with tokens if it's relevant, which doesn't come up much with Blast Zone, but it comes up there, which is kind of cool. This is a card I want to be a little bit patient on. I don't think I just want to throw this out there and take the Astrolabe. It does take them off white mana, but I think having this is just a little bit better for now. They have one card left. Brainstorm's pretty good. This is definitely one downfall of white over black, is that you don't get hand disruption. So cards like Swords to Plowshares, you really have to have up crop rotation or some sort of activation to get Sajiri Step, because otherwise it's going to be pretty good. Ooh. I'm going to attack first. See what they do. Ice Fang's okay. Okay. It's kind of nice because now everything off the top is pretty live. Yeah, Boyd, you ring true. All right, come on, fetch, please. Oh, too kind. Oh, okay. A little cool thing here is that I can actually copy the fetch land with Thespian Stage before I fetch to get another fetch. That's pretty sweet. Interesting, that's fine. Oh, I could also Blast Zone. No, I think I'll copy the fetch. Wait, yeah. Nice. Green Suns. Ooh, Ramanap? Ooh, 2 cards in hand for my opponent. Please. Yes! There you are. There you are. +1s? Oh my gosh. This is living. This is living. I think I just attacked them. There's a world where I just attack them, right? Okay, so only the one left. So my opponent could Terminus the Dried Arbor back in. Oh, yes. Keep the dream rolling. We'll get a 2/2. And then just attack them again. That's fine. Yeah, there's some nice music out there. I don't think I want to blow up the Blast Zone now. I'm probably okay with them getting one more activation off the Oko and then just dealing with this in end step in case they play Leovold or Uro. Oh, interesting. That's fine. There we go. That's why I wanted to do it. Interesting. I can also get rid of the 3/3s if I want to. Oh! Is there a way? So with the trigger on the stack, I can blow up Blast Zone that's a copy from Thespian stage to actually deal with the foods in play. So hold priority. Oh, I can't because there's not a copy of Blast Zone. Oh, no, I should have. Ah, no. Rough. So last turn, I thought this was still a copy of Blast Zone, but it's not. So we will make these... I wanted to attack with both so that they don't double block the Dryad Arbor. Because I don't really have anything else going on. if you didn't see. But now they get Uro back, it's looking pretty bad. Yeah, this is 5 color. Unfortunately. Yeah, I was playing a Temple Garden because I was playing Field of the Dead, but we don't have it in the deck. Hey, Wolf. Hope you're well. Ah! Oh! Ah, so close. Oh, no. Oh! No. I was going to say, like, can stage copy step, but it doesn't ETB, so... So close. There's no more basics. There's only 2 basics, I believe. Yeah. It's gonna go pro green. Where is Life in the Loam? I know. Loam should be in here. We did have Ramanap, but I got Swords to Plowshared. Maybe I need a better plan for Uro. No abrupt, thankfully. Yeah, the big turning point was not making sure that my my Thespian stage was still a copy of Blast Zone, because we still had 2 mana, so all goods. The 5-color decks are just very hard to grad against, and Swords to Plowshares obviously being a really good answer to the 2020 is a little bit hard to deal with. So, you know, maybe I should have sideboarded a little bit better for them. I don't have too much for Snow. It's kind of a it's kind of a hard deck to sideboard for, because they have so many different angles of attack. Yeah, it's always tough seeing which, if it's Oko or Uro, that I have an issue with. The big issue is that I shouldn't have an issue with them. They shouldn't get through design. That's the big thing. But they are out there, and we have to deal with them. All right. Hopefully we can turn this around. This deck seems pretty cool. Up against Seki. This is okay. Probably one of the slower starts for the deck, but turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 2 Sylvan Library is pretty nice. You have. Is it gonna be? No, surely not. It's not. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Interesting. Simian Spirit Guide is very interesting. Chain Lightning. All right. I am going to play the library because I really want to dig for the 3rd land. So it's going to deal us 2, but I do want to make sure that I draw into a land next turn. Alright. I see how this is going to be. Okay, put on top. Put on top. Misty. Fetch. Forest. I want to play around Prize of Progress a little bit. But this is not looking good. This is not looking good. This is looking awful. Hey Toolbox, welcome. So Rolling Vortex is, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, it deals 1 damage to them. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast that spell, it deals 5 damage to that player. I mean, I do have the combo next turn, so it has to be 12 damage over the next 2 turns to me. Okay, that dream is gone. I don't think there's a way out of this. What I'm thinking about is not showing the Dark Depths. And just playing Knight. Vortex with Torbrand seems really cool. Oh, crop. Okay, we can see. There's a line. So this is Rolling Vortex. Rolling Vortex is a new card. It's kind of like a small Sulfuric Vortex. Can we do this? They have 2 cards left. Let's be honest, we can't. But there's always a way. If they have any burn spell. Oh, Bomat Courier. That's gonna be fine. Another Parasitic Pillar? Oh! Crop. Away this. We go down to 3. We get Thespian Stage. I'm just gonna copy this now. Keep this one. Ah! Yes! So good. So good. Oh my gosh. The things you do for love. That was crazy. That was crazy. Haha, that feels good. I will not lie. You played out. You played out. That is pod racing. That is pod racing. Haha. Cool. Okay. Let's look at this. I definitely want the Force of Vigors. Blast Zone's actually pretty cool. I don't mind the swords. Gaddock Teeg can come out. Ramanap can come out. Sylvan Libraries can come out. Bajuka Bog can come out. That's pretty sweet. Whew. That was a tight one. That was a real tight one. Ugh. I don't think this is a keep. We have to, like, if we draw a land, it's not the worst. If we draw a land, it's a pretty high upside. We get to play Thespian Stage, Mox, and then Dark Depths the following turn. Hey, thanks, Toolbox. All the best. Enjoy your week. I think the mana's just a little bit wonky. I'm gonna mulligan this. I think this hand loses to itself too much. This is a double Felidar Guardian hand and a double Once Upon a Time hand. Huh. I don't really want to go to 5, so I press mulligan and I didn't mean to press mulligan. Magic sometimes. That is fine. This hand's actually okay. I'm going to keep the double fetch lands so I can try to play the knight as a 4/4. So we'll keep this and I'll bottom these two. Okay. Yeah, Force could definitely be relevant, especially seeing how they play Pyrostatic Pillar in the main deck. And also that other card. But that other card would deal 5 to me if I did casters for free. Rolling Vortex. Bomat Courier as well? Yeah, that's true. Hmm. What's interesting is that if I was on Maverick and I was playing Thalia and I cast Force of Vigor for free but then paid Thalia's tax, I wouldn't take 5 from this because I would have used mana to actually cast it. Which is pretty interesting. Caracas, okay. Fetch. Hey, Toolbox, thanks for the second month sub. That's really nice. I hope you're well. A huge thank you. I'm just gonna go for Savannah here, and then Green Suns for you know what it is. Elvish Reclaimer. Happy to attack you with Sylvan Safekeeper as well. Thank you very much. Another Rolling Vortex. That's okay. No attacks is really interesting. I don't think I'm in the position where I want to actually sack lands, so I'm more than happy to take this. Ooh, Green Suns. I think Knight's just the best play here. I don't mind attack with both. And then sack a land for an additional 2 damage. Probably the Caracas. I think this is worth it. Oh, that is a free block. Haha, I didn't even think of that. I don't know why I attacked with the Sylvan Safekeeper there. For some reason, I just thought the Swift Spear was tapped. Yeah. Chain's gonna be okay. But no attack. Huh. Ooh. Well, it's gonna be another race then. I guess they have 3 cards and they can easily deal 5, surely. Probably play Price of Progress, let's be honest. Yeah. That's fine. You have 1 card. Is it a burn spell? Alright, go down. Oh! Surely. Ah! Ah! Classic. Far out. They didn't have it. Alright, well, we're on the board, which is nice. That feels good. They didn't have it. Wow. I wonder what it was in their hand. Probably a land, and they probably just kept it up. I don't think they would run anything above 3 mana. So it must have just been a land. Huh. Ugh. Looks like there's a pretty funny bug on MTGO right now with Show and Tell and Vesuva. If you put Vesuva in play with Show and Tell, it doesn't allow you to copy a land. Then if you click no, the ability copies one at random. Hey Ravenous Panda, a huge thank you for the resub. 3 months is very cool. Hope you're well. Love the Questing Beast emote. Not playing Questing Beast in this list, unfortunately, but maybe down the line. Maybe it'll be worth it. Tom Jab on the draw. Okay. Hey Quiz. Why not? Why not? Let's keep this. Turn 1 Night of Autumn. Turn 1 Night of Autumn. Let's go. We have some pretty good draws of that as well, especially at like with 3 mana. Oh, Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb pass. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. Yeah, so this is interesting. I feel like it's a Thought Not Seer deck. I could be wrong though. They have played Eldrazi in the past. I think I will just play the Knight as a 4/3. I'm gonna discard Dryad Arbor. Discard The step. Play the plains. Play 9 as just a 4/3. I think that's okay. In before Warping Whale? Okay. Imagine turn 1 Oko. Yeah, and then we have 2 backup 3/3s. Would be pretty interesting. Once, okay. Thought Knots here. It's gonna be okay. I mean, if they want to trade the Thought Knot with the Knight, I'm more than happy because we get an extra draw. I'm going to play the Caracas because the Windsweeps are just so good with Felidar Retreat. And also if they play a legendary creature, I'm probably, you know, more than happy for them to play it. And these Ancient Tombs are going to tax them pretty tough. Especially with this Knight of Autumn already in play. So it'll be interesting what they follow up with. They're in Caracas. Displacer. Okay. Oh, Green Suns. Probably just Knight of the Reliquary, let's be honest. But let's attack first to get the most amount of knowledge. I think attacking first is correct. Let's just quickly see it at our package. Yeah, I think Knight's just the best. So happy to attack first. They probably put the Eldrazi Displacer in front of it. Because these Ancient Tombs plus the 4, it pretty much turns off the Ancient Tombs over the next couple of turns. Yeah. Windswept. Oh. I do need to make green. It's also mean Knight is a 5/5 with a Windswept in play. Which is pretty nice in the face of this Thought-Knot Seer. They could have sourced the Plowshares though, so definitely not out of the woodwork yet. Although they're probably a Chalice deck, so I don't think they play that card. They're gonna attack. That probably means they have Walking Ballista. So I'm just gonna let this slide. I guess they could have another Eldrazi Displacer. Thalia is okay. We have Caracas. Not sure what the play is here. Honestly, I think we just double fetch here. Put them down to 4 and turn off the Ancient Tombs. I didn't want to block because I put my opponent on Walking Ballista, and I didn't want to lose the Knight of the Reliquary. I think that's probably why they attacked with the Thought Knot, because there's no reason to attack into a 5/5 Knight. Windswept. I want to do that pre-main phase because they could just block with their own Thalia and then return it with Caracas. This at least makes them block. We get to draw a card. Nice. And now we get to see if we can find another creature to actually close this game out. Interesting. I think it's just the Safekeeper. Just to protect the Knight in any way. Safekeeper seems really good here. So they're going to be a Eldrazi and Taxes deck. Okay, so I'm probably not going to want the Gaddock Teeg. Probably don't need the Allosaurus Shepherd, but it is kind of cool with Chalice, but I don't think that's where I want to be. I definitely want these. I don't think I want the Force of Vigor, but I could be tempted. I don't want the Bajuka Bog, that can definitely come out. It might just be a case of like going down on something like Birds of Paradise, because it's not great against Chalice. I don't really need it in this matchup. I don't really need a flyer. So this is actually the last list that was of Eldrazi and Taxes. So you're looking at Walking Ballista. The Thalia is most likely come out, and you probably see the Plague Engineer, the Rex Sage, the Containment Priests are really good against Green Suns. Swords of Plowshares is great. Miria's Call, interesting. Okay. I don't think we need the Oof. I think Oof turning off Mox Diamond is probably more of a disadvantage to us than it is turning off their Walking Ballistas. That's probably it. Oh, they played their own Mox Diamonds. Okay. That's interesting. Maybe it's worth having it as a card in the deck, because it is just a one-off, and if they start on a Mox Diamond heavy start, then we can actually hit that with Collect Oof, which is kind of cool. Might just be Ooze. Ooze is interesting because a lot of our removal is exile, so Ooze doesn't really overtake games by eating creatures in the yard. So I think Scavenging Ooze here is going to take it, and then I'm happy with how this goes. There is some thought to Force of Vigor though. Maybe Force of Vigor is actually better than Collector Oof, because Force is pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm going to see how this goes. It will be interesting to see if they bring in something like Rest in Peace. A little bit of an unfortunate hand. I don't think I'll keep this. I do want to be able to cast my spells and have some sort of plan with my hand, and this hand currently doesn't have a plan. So I'm going to mulligan this. This is a sweet hand. I'll keep this. And I think I will bottom one Savannah. This hand kind of has everything else that I need. Yeah, forcing a Chalice and a Mox Diamond would be really cool. Okay. Snow-Covered Plains probably the worst start that my opponent could have, which is really nice for us. Mox Diamond is pretty interesting here. The question is Mox Diamond better than a land? I don't mind it. It does allow us to play around Wasteland a little bit, which is kind of cool. I think we just go for Dryad Arbor here. I think I like Dryad Arbor because it might pull in a Swords to Plowshares here, and if not, then we have Skyclave Apparition next turn. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna let this resolve, and then I'm gonna see if I can draw a land here. Alright, well I guess I don't mind Reclaimer now because it's a 3/4. Palace Jailer here would be brutal. I don't think I could come back from a Palace Jailer. Looks like that is blinking the Elvish Reclaimer. Yeah, that's fine. I'm still okay with this because I don't want to use the swords just yet because we have these Skyclaves in hand. I want to have a target. And there we go. Nice. This also means next turn we have 2 answers to Thought-Knots here because Skyclave is also an answer, which is really nice. But opponent kind of bottlenecked here. Okay, there's the 4th mana. Yeah, Skyclave has been really nice. That's Thought-Knot. That's going to be fine. I wonder if there's a world where you take the Skyclave and leave the swords, because with Skyclave I also get a 2/2 to attack with and start actually dealing damage with. And maybe they want the swords on the Thought-Knots here because it gives them more time. I really like the abilities. Yeah, with the abilities being separate, it's very cool. So what GDev means by that is that with Skyclave Apparition, the text is in 2 parts, which means it has an enter clause and a leave clause, so you can do shenanigans between with like Flicker Wisp, which is very cool. Ooh. So you can have the ETB come into play, you can then like activate an 8th Vial and put in Flicker Wisp, flicker it out, the LTB happens, nothing leaves, and then the ETB happens, something gets exiled forever, and then it comes back and you get a second ability off it, which is really cool. I'm just gonna pass like this. Having the force up is really nice. Yeah, it seems pretty broken with with Ephemerate. Another 4 mana. Thought not. Okay. Can't do anything here. Stage is pretty nice because that's just Dark Depths. I could play around Wasteland by doing Stage in their upkeep, but I might see what they have. They could also have Jailer. And if they have Wasteland, we can still just, it takes a turn to get Wasteland ourselves, but we can take care of it, which is nice. There's probably a world where I should have fetched, in my turn when they're tapped out, because now we have to fetch them, not do anything in response, and then kind of go off. Whereas it would have been a little bit easier if I had the mana available right now just to activate it and go off. But yeah, stage there was a really nice play, because I think my opponent's going through what can happen now. Eldrazi and Tax is a very cool deck. I think the mana's a little bit inconsistent, and that's probably a reason why you don't see too much of it. Ancient Tomb's the draw, okay. Palace Jailer's gonna be fine. They're gonna target that, so in response we can fetch. Sack a Savannah. Get Dark Depths. And they're going to concede. Just didn't have a way out of it. So pretty fortunate there. You know, we had a little bit of a stumble with our mana, but so did our opponent. Apparition's really nice here. It yeah, I was a big fan of Apparition here. This is a pretty nice little piece of evidence. Alright, we're 2-2. We can go for the 3-1. Sorry, the 3-2, which would be nice to finish off. It's always nice to finish above water. Yeah, I guess they did have the thought knot that if I didn't draw into stage, I wouldn't have a great way to get through it, which is a bit tough. But otherwise, yeah. Worked out pretty well. We will play first. And this hand is pretty good. I'm going to keep this. It's always an interesting one with Once in the Blind. Is this a deck where if I see Karakas, do I want Karakas? If I see Wasteland, do I want Wasteland? So there's some thought to me keeping the Once for now and not actually casting it, because we're looking for a creature or a land. I really have all the creatures that I want, and I have all the land drops that I want, so you know, there's probably some argument not to just cast this because it's free, and to actually be a little bit patient with Once Upon a Time, play a turn 1 Reclaimer, and then turn 2, when we have maybe some information about what they're on, use the Once a little bit more appropriately to our benefit. I think that's what I'm going to do. I should have used the other fetch for this because Windswept can get both. I should have used the Misty for Forest because the Windswept can get a basic Plains if I need it. But I think this is okay. Underground Sea. Honda. Okay. Doesn't tell us too much. They chose not to shuffle either, so I assume they're not like digging for another land. Oh, Mox. Okay. Okay. So I guess Mox is a reason why it would have been great to use the Once early on. Oh no, because we can do this. We can go Misty, Fetch, Savannah, Once. Probably just get the Verdant, play the Mox, pitch the Verdant, which is our third land, and now we can attack for 3. That's pretty sweet. I think if I had a turn 2 play that was more than just Green Suns, I would have casted it for free. But it's always interesting to see how and when. This is interesting. I feel like I want to go for something like Gaddock Teeg because I'm going to be winning the fair race, but I'm not going to be doing anything against the non-fair decks. So I think I kind of have to go for Teeg here. Because I just straight up lose to combo. So I think, you know, at least putting some amount of pressure on their ability to cast spells is good enough. Entomb. Okay. Interesting. This could be like a TinFins or blue-black Reanimator. I guess they can't unmask us, which is kind of nice with the Gaddock Teeg out. Okay, this is looking like TinFins. Will Rolling Vortex trigger if you play Mutagenic Growth paying 2 life? I think it would, because you're not paying mana. I think it would. I think you'd have to use a green. Which is pretty crazy to think about. I wonder if Boyd is still here. Yeah, unfortunately the wrong combo deck for Teeg. Yeah, Oof would have been sweet, but I believe Oof is in the board, yeah. But I mean, they can't Tendrils us, so I'm not sure what their other way out is. If they have a main deck way to deal with Gaddock Teeg or not. Because to be fair, they're also at lethal. Like, our swing back is lethal, so they have to win this turn. But I'm not sure how this deck can get there. Because usually this deck wins through Tendrils. Maybe there's a Labman kind of effect in this deck. They're going to Cabal us to get more information, but I think this is a Cabal just to get information then concede. Hopefully. I mean, if they have an out, they have an out. Like, I don't think they'll be playing Grape Shot in the main deck. Opponent discarding, so we do get some information about what they have. Oh, they play Daze, Force, Fluster? Okay. Interesting. I'm going to attack first. It is, you know, it is lethal, so we'll see what they have. Shallow Grave. Oh, wow. I didn't think of that. Haha. Should I? I guess I should have thought about that. Interesting, they're blocking there. Yeah, bad karma, you got it. I guess they have to sack the Grizzle now, which is kind of nice, but... I wonder if they play Stifle. No, surely not. Surely that means they have an out to the Gaddock Teeg and a way to win? Because there's no point dealing with the Elvish Reclaimer, which is pretty much Caracas, is what they're saying, if they can't deal with the Gaddock Teeg. Unless they thought they could just get there with 2 hasty swings. Yeah. They chose to shuffle, which is a great sign, but I mean, they have 13 cards in hand, so they have to have something going on. Let's get out their graveyard. 2 cards on the bottom. Okay, so they're really digging now. Ritual. Okay. Brainstorm, and then probably... Are they going to crack LED? No. Entomb. Emrakul. Ah, there we go. Alright. That's fair enough. Don't have a great answer to that. But luckily in the board we have Leyline. We have Deafening Silence. We have Collect Oof. Path is interesting, but because they have forces, I don't think it's worth trying to do anything here. I don't think the forces are worth it. Allosaurus can come out. I'm going to drop the Ghost Quarter. I'm going to drop the Retreats a little bit too late. I'm going to drop the Apparitions as well, just a little bit too late. And maybe the Ramanap. I don't think I want the Forces. I think this is fine. This is a pretty sweet hand. I'll keep this. Retreat was okay against Snow, but because the game's so grindy, we actually had fetch lands that just didn't have any targets. So unfortunately, it got stumbled there. But you know, we got I think 3 tokens off it, which is pretty cool. Had maybe a 5/5 Dried Arbor. Yeah, running out of targets was a little bit rough, but that's just gonna happen sometimes, unfortunately. Ooh, nice. This is quite nice. We have 2 pieces of disruption. We have Thespian Stage combo, which is a pretty good way to win the game. But of course, with the Gaddock Teeg in play, we can't cast the Green Sun, so... Yeah, I think just not knowing too much about the matchup either. Not knowing about Shallow Grave at instant speed. Oh, Deafening Silence is pretty sweet. I'm gonna cast this. Play this. And... You know what? Just in case of anything, I'm not going to attack. I think I'm okay just trying to, you know, get there with the Dark Depths, which is 20 anyway. Yeah, it does look really promising for Maverick. I think it's pretty cool in green-white decks that can't really deal with go-wide strategies, so you might as well make one yourself, which is pretty sweet. Ooh. This is fine. I thought they were going after the Gaddock Teeg, which meant in the main phase we could also green suns for Collector Oof, but hopefully this is okay. They chose to shuffle off the Ponder, which is really nice. Okay. They saw the ley line. Oh, they saw the Dark Depths and conceded. I think I'm okay just running this back. I don't think I want the forces. Yeah, the interesting thing is that some of the Lotus Petal and LED decks, when they see Thalia or think we have Thalia, which they do because they named it with Cabal Therapy in Game 1, is that they'll play out their fast mana early on before they actually want to use it. So you do have chances to trade Force of Vigor with things like LED, which can be pretty backbreaking for your opponent, but I don't think that's where I want to... Maybe it's worth it. I have seen from time to time cards like Pernicious Deed also come to the mix. So if you can actually force a Pernicious Deed, that's pretty nice as well. Maybe that's better than Bird and Safekeeper, but Safekeeper does keep some things protected from things like Abrupt Decay, so I think Safekeeper with these is fine. I think the libraries are actually too slow. I might just keep the one library, because if we can keep a hand with Leyline and library, I'll be pretty happy with that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I assume that they have a way to win outside of the graveyard. So it's a little bit scary. Doomsday? Wow, okay. Doomsday is a pretty cool way to switch your deck up post-board. I think Doomsday is just GG, unfortunately. I don't think we have a way to put through 10 damage before then. Maybe they screw up with their LED. If they have an LED, we can force it, but it's definitely our opponent's game. So hopefully we can cheese out something. Or they just win on turn 1. I meant to take the Safekeeper there, and I didn't. That's classic. Yeah, I don't think we have a way to get back from this, unfortunately. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. I mean, I can play Scoos, but... Game's over, man. This could be a 2-3 as well. So they must have left another island in the deck. So it's just Island and Thassa's Oracle, I believe. Not sure what my opponent's waiting for. Oh wow, they kept Underground Sea? Rough. So Wasteland would have been an out, I guess. Or even like crop rotation. Yeah, that'd be very cool. Nice. Rough. Yeah, Doomsday is horrible. I don't have anything for Doomsday, so that's pretty poor. I thought the deck did a little bit better than the result. But I think if anything, it's configuration to the mana base to make sure that I have enough lands to actually get off my fetches. Because the deck seemed pretty cool. I did like the configuration of some of the playsets. So I think you do want the 4 Mox Diamonds, you want the Elvish Reclaimers, you want the Knights, you want the Green Suns, and the Once. The 2-2 split of Crop and Sylvan Library is fine. These are probably the flex splot sots over here. Probably these. I think this is a pretty stock Green Sun suite, while keeping it pretty small as well. I think this is pretty trim, and I think that all of these have some pretty good elements to them. You have protection, you have graveyard hate, you have combo hate, you have some removal for something like Back to Basics or Pithing Needle, and then Ramanap's obviously really nice because it turns your graveyard into a resource. So there's no script ranges, there's no Hex Drinker, Questing Beast. There's Collective in the board, but I think it was pretty good. I'm not too sure what I would cut if I did cut anything or change anything. I do think Field of the Dead is probably a great way to fight against the 4-color decks, especially with Felidar Retreat, to make them even bigger. Maybe there's a deck out there that plays Felidar in a green-white kind of exploration-based deck that could also play Chalice, like a green-white, probably Titan, Dryad Titan deck, I think is out there. Yeah, Loam as well would be really nice. I think that that Loam should be in this list somewhere. And it's probably over something like these two. Allosaurus, Shepherd, and Birds. Yeah, the Vigilance is awesome, especially on creatures like Elvish Reclaimer where you want to tap it, and also another Reliquary where you want to tap it. So I think that Felidar is pretty sweet. It is 4, which is pretty big for Legacy, but I think in this deck where you can get it out earlier, it's also quite nice. Other than fetches, and in the late game with Felidar Retreat, I thought the mana base actually wasn't too bad, which is nice to know about. But yeah, otherwise, the decks felt really nice. That is going to be me. A huge thank you to you guys for coming in. I'm going to be live again in pretty much 12 hours from now. I'm going to be live with Loma Boy, Connor, with a co-stream, taking 4-color Loam through a Legacy League. Hopefully playing Omnats, but we'll see how it goes. I guess today I didn't miss the extra Wastelands. We played against 2 burn decks with Mountains, a 4-color Loam list, and then what looked to be TinFins with a Doomsday sideboard. So I didn't miss it today, but I could definitely see some cuts. Like the Flagstones is very cool with Elvish Reclaimer and Crop Rotation, but maybe it's not worth it. You could also cut down on fetches if you didn't want to have so many for Felidar Retreat. And I think that's okay because fetches are only good if you actually have lands to grab them with. So having 8 fetches, but only 6 sources, which you might also draw naturally, maybe it's not worth having the 8. And that's actually, now that I say it, I think that I would be happy to drop down on like 1 Verdant and 1 Misty Rainforest for like 1 more Wasteland, and probably something else. Like a Horizon. I think Horizon Canopy should definitely be in this list, and I just totally forgot about it. So I think instead of the 2 fetches, Horizon Canopy seems great. Yeah. Yeah, I do need more Plains targets. And maybe there's even consideration for an extra basic rather than just the 1-1. Because when you look at the base, like Ancient Tomb might just be a little bit meh. It's really nice because you can combo off with a green source, Thespian Stage, and Dark Depths. You do have, you know, you gain the extra mana from Ancient Tomb, but maybe Tomb is not worth it and it's worth just having an extra forest. Like maybe this is better for a mana base. And this way I still have seven fetchable sources. I have 6 fetches. And then I also have the second Wasteland. Yeah, Canopy being a repeatable card draw is awesome. And it also means that I have an out for... I'll get some Loams. But I think Loam should definitely be in this deck. Just a really nice card all round. But yeah, that's me. I'm going to see who else is streaming and see if I can send you guys over to someone. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me on Twitter here. If you want to find my recordings and streams, you can find me on YouTube here. Flowtrue Magus is playing Boggles. Arena. Where is Legacy? I don't think anyone else is playing Legacy right now. GDev, you're more than welcome. Let me quickly see. Okay, cool. Flowtrue is streaming. Flowtrue is a really good Eldrazi player. Nice. A huge thank you once again. My name is Dukes on Twitch. I stream twice a week on Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings. I'll be streaming tomorrow in about 12 hours. And then on Saturday at the same time. So pretty much in 12 hours and then 36 hours, I'll be live with Legacy. So I'll hopefully see you guys again. Enjoy your weeks. If not, yeah, stay safe. Thanks again. Nice.